I created a new rule for myself. If a team goes up by 42 points, I get to film my video early. 42-point lead with a minute and 50 seconds left in the third quarter. I'm assuming that after this timeout, Coach Mark Daigneault is going to bench his starters to get ready for game number 4. But what a response for the Minnesota Timberwolves in a series that felt like it was over. I mean, it was definitely going to be over if they go down 0-3. They came out with a level of intensity. They came out with a new scheme that we're going to talk about. And I love when a team is down by 0-2 because they just have to try almost everything. They have to just say that, hey, man, sometimes majority of the times, the better team is going to win the series. But at least we could go out saying that we didn't leave no stone unturned. Today's stone that they flipped over for the first time was Terrence Shannon Jr. Shout out to Chicago's very own, man. Having an impact, man. Having an impact in this game. Great defense, great transition. He even hit some jump shots. I don't know how much he'll play for the rest of the series, but that was something that Coach Mark Daigneault didn't expect. He even tried to match and say, hey, you throw a rookie out there, I'm going to throw a rookie out there. A.J. Mitchell, go ahead, lace him up. A.J. Mitchell did not have the same level of impact. And I'm right. Okay, so A.J. Mitchell's back on the court. So, yeah, they benched the starter. So this game is, it was already over. It was 42 points, but it's like officially over now. So when I take my notes in these games, a lot of the times I'll make an observation, I put a question mark. Sometimes that question mark is like, hey, during the next time out, rewind, go see if you saw that correctly, or at halftime, go look at these things. Sometimes it's like a prediction. Hey, this is what I saw through the first 2 minutes, and I wonder if this is going to be the theme or a consistent thing for the rest of this game. I was wrong on this first, so let me read you this question mark I have. Rudy Gobert, unplayable again? Question mark. Boy, was I wrong. Because I thought this was his best defensive outing in like the last 2 series. And we'll get to that. The reason I had this in my notes because the first couple offensive possessions from the OKC Thunder were going at Rudy Gobert. The first one being a 4-5 lob that you see OKC run occasionally. And then the next one being the Isaiah Hartenstein floater. And then on the other side of the ball, Rudy Gobert tried to fucking dribble the ball and he dribbled it off his knees and turned the ball over. And I'm like, yeah, this is not a good start. Get ready to learn Naz Reid 40 minutes or something. But he wasn't hitting shots until tonight either. So I just thought this might be another one of them games where he was going to be unplayable. But I thought he was amazing. Like by the time I finished these first 3 observations with him, I was like, oh, no. I'm wrong. Because one thing that Rudy Gobert is amazing at, yeah, obviously I've been the Rudy Gobert propaganda guy on YouTube for as long as I've been around here, but I can also say that he's been dog shit for like the last 2 games and then a lot of the last series and then a lot of the series before that. I try to be as realistic as possible by recognizing that when Rudy Gobert is good defensively, it's like really, really good. You saw that today. But the thing that made Rudy Gobert not so great over the last 2 games, outside of him being offensively challenged, was that OKC is such a great mid-range shooting team that his normal level of defensive plan drop coverage is playing right into their hands because they're okay with hitting that mid-range jump shot time and time again. You think about a game number 2, Jalen Williams was absolutely disgusting in that area. And of course, MVP Shai is also there too. But in game number 3, they decide to play Rudy Gobert up a lot higher. They decide to play everybody high tonight except for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. I'm like, that's pretty interesting because Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is not an amazing 3-point shooter. He's all right. He can be all right, but that's not his bread and butter. And I thought they challenged him to take those shots today and made him extremely uncomfortable. They also just clogged up every single lane that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had saw for the last 2 games. Hey, somebody else beat us. Hey, none of y'all really been shooting the ball that well. So like, let's really see what it's about. And I do believe that, this is just one small observation that Chet Holmgren's lack of jump shooting over this playoff run has bit them in the butt more than it has not. And some of this game, they were just saying, shoot it. Shoot it. That's a shot we want you to take. And I'm confident that eventually that will be an amazing shot for Chet. But throughout the course of this playoffs, that hasn't been the case. So they clogged up this paint. They run the pick and roll, and they had not for the first 2 games. Okay, let me take that back. They had done it, but just done it sporadically, where they just brought Rudy Gobert or whoever was guarding the pick and roll to the level. So now it's just the 2 guys trapping Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Well, in the first quarter, I feel like we saw the worst quarter you'll ever see from Shai. Hell, this is the worst game you'll see from an MVP level player like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, a guy that doesn't turn the ball over very often, a guy that normally gets to the spots that he wants to get to time and time again, just couldn't do that today. And because of that, if he's going to turn the ball over and he can't get to his spots, he's not going to be as impactful as the first 2 games of the series. I thought this was just a masterclass of making this team think, and I feel like in the first 2 games, they didn't really do that too much. It was great. It was an absolutely great thing. And the shooting has to come to, if you think about the last series as well, right? We talk about them versus the Denver Nuggets. The shooting was the big thing. Who's going to step up if it ain't Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? In the last series, J-Dub shot 22% from 3. Chet Holmgren shot this. Everybody shot the ball poorly. But in the first 2 games of this series, you wouldn't have thought that was the case from Minnesota's side because they was guarding up as if this team is a great three-point shooting team, which they really have not been since the first round of the playoffs. So we going to see if y'all can hit some shots today, man. We going to throw, because one thing that they did at the end of last game, game number 2, is they did start to show those 2 bodies as Shai like pretty much all the time. And then that's when you saw Minnesota go on that little run, and it was like, oh, they making it real interesting. It wasn't really that interesting, but they had found just a little bit of something. I also thought that they ran that small ball lineup a lot at the end of that fourth quarter in OKC in game number 2. They didn't really run that too much tonight because they didn't really need to, because Rudy Gobert was so damn good defensively. Jaden McDaniels was so great defensively. And I don't know how the hell I'm 5.5 minutes into this video and I ain't mentioned the fucking guy, Anthony Edwards. You talk about a guy just continue to learn with his surroundings and adjust to what the opposing team is throwing at him. His final box score is 30 points, 9 rebounds, 6 assists, 2 steals. But this was such a phenomenal game. Some of the finishes that he had in this one were insane. Some of the reads that he had offensively was so insane. And the defense, we always know that he can turn it up defensively, but this was one of them I will not lose this game type of performances from Anthony Edwards, and I thought it was great. On the contrast to that, I feel like it's been rare in the series where you got an amazing Anthony Edwards game and also an amazing Julius Randle game. You got both of those things simultaneously today, as Julius Randle gives them 24 on 60% shooting. Overall, I just felt like everybody stepped up, and they even mentioned it on the broadcast that the role players play better at home, and you saw that. You just truly did see that, because Naz Reid, who was 0 for 11 through the first 2 games of this series when it comes to three-point shooting, hit 2 threes tonight. Terrence Shannon, again, now he has 15 points, so he's hooping again on this game that I can't even see right now. So this was just, oh my God, Rob Dillingham checked in. And at the end of this video, we got to see Rob hoop. But just overall, this is an amazing response from a team that had their back against the wall, and they were calm, cool, collected. The crowd was electric, which was amazing. And I wonder what Coach Mark Daigneault tries to do to start game number 4 to prevent this from going to a 2-2 series, because you really do want to take one of these on the road. If you are OKC, at the beginning of the second half, he ran with Isaiah Joe instead of Isaiah Hartenstein. So trying to figure out maybe if this jump shooting, I mean, they were down by 30-some points. So yeah, maybe we just need somebody that can shoot in there. But wonder if that's going to be more of a game plan as they go forward. Will they stick with the double big lineup to start off with and keep running them a bunch of minutes together? I don't know. I thought Minnesota did an amazing job of denying ball on those high ball screens, the high dribble handoffs between Dub and whoever the center might be at the time, whether it be Hart or Hartenstein or Chet Holmgren. I thought they did an amazing job there. And they was doing that pretty much on every handoff except for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, because you play too high on that and you play deny on that. If he gets around that corner, it's GG. So they, again, opted to play back a little bit. And I thought this is, again, a masterclass. I can't wait to rewatch that first quarter and only the defensive side of the ball for Minnesota, because I thought this was as good as they've played in this series. We all know that this team's ceiling defensively is so damn high. They just didn't really showcase that a ton in the first 2 games. They would give you little stretches, but it wasn't like a full, hey, this is who we are and we're going to turn up from that. And now that the jump shot was fall, I mean, they shot 51% from 3 as of right now. I don't know if those have been skewed since I started this video, but 51% from 3. It's going to be hard to be the team that's doing that if they're taking 35 plus 3. So an amazing bounce back. And I wonder, can they hold this momentum to, today is Saturday, to Monday's night game? Do we get a Monday game, or did they try to break them up again? Nope, Monday game. I don't know how they're planning these things, because sometimes we get the three-day break. One time we get the one day break. I don't know. But defense, electric. OKC is not a high turnover team. And even tonight, the turnover number is 13. But I felt like when the Minnesota Timberwolves went on their biggest run, when they played their best ball, that's when they turned the ball over a lot. And I'm talking about OKC. And then you did get a couple times where OKC was starting to figure it out at the beginning of the third quarter, and then Dub would like dribble off his knee, and just like that, the momentum has shifted, and now they were on an 11-2 run, and that has swung back to an 11-0 run for the Minnesota Timberwolves. They had answers on top of answers, and they were ready. And now the time is for, Dub, who had been amazing through the first 2 games, to step up again, because now Shai's about to have it even harder for the rest of the series, because Jaden McDaniels has figured some things out, and the team has figured some things out. So it's time for Chet. It's time for Dub to do it together, even though I think they had a 20-20-20 game, like in game 1 or so. So I don't want to overreact too much on this one, but I'm happy. I'm happy because the way this was going from both sides of these damn conference finals, I ain't know if these are going to be short series or not, man. And if they play like this again, this ain't going to be no short series.